Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good morning. So right now we're going to do some legendary drafts. So yeah, let's hop right in. Currently you can see these are the 4 warlords. This time around we don't have Morgoth and we don't have any of the Trixie, Spider Queen, any of those skins. So in this case it's going to be a little more challenging. We'll see what we can do and take it from there. So first of all, let's take a look at the warlords that we have. Okay, so we have the White Shaman, we have the Sir Biscuit, we have the Jimmy Rocker Boy, and we have the Rajan Flaming. And at this point, each one of these warlords has their own type of weakness, so we can actually cover all of them now. We'll start with the White Shaman. So the White Shaman, first of all, doesn't have any destructive type of abilities. It doesn't destroy any heroes. It doesn't do any additional summons either. We can deal some damage to the warlord, but we will have to take damage in order for this to happen. And so that's a little bit of a problem, especially if we are going to be falling behind on certain boards. We also have this third skill over here. You can see it gives an attack boost to nature allies, but we may not necessarily draft all of those. On top of that, we do have the silence skill, which is good overall, but it doesn't really destroy anything. And so if you are behind on the board, it is going to be tough to come back, but this is just some of the considerations that we have for each one of these warlord skins. So that's the White Shaman. Let's take a look at the Sir Biscuit next. The Sir Biscuit has these damage gifts, and the problem is that these gifts, they are not consistent, as it says summon on a random enemy cell, so it might not actually do what you want it to do. It does also have this silence skill, which is what we just talked about, and finally it has this health rune skill. And over past battles I've seen that this random health cells for the runes isn't really helpful. Also too, you're not really destroying anything, you're just making your heroes stronger. So if you are already winning, this is only going to help you keep your next heroes alive, but if you're already behind, this is not going to help. So that's also another thing to be concerned about for using the Sir Biscuit skin. Okay, we have next this Jimmy Rocker Boy. This Jimmy Rocker Boy has these block runes. The Rocker Boys with Splash, and then also setting the enemy health to 1 except melee enemies. And so each one of these also has their own issue. The block runes are going to be good in terms of keeping your heroes alive, as long as they can actually take damage. Another thing too, we have these Jimmy Rocker Boys. These are random summons, which are okay, and they also have Splash, and they can deal a fair amount of damage, but again, it's based upon the splash damage actually happening, and then on top of that, also having those Rocker Boys come in the right spots. Finally, too, we have that setting the enemy health to 1 except melee enemies. So this skill, although it looks good on first glance, being able to set their health to 1, if you're facing a lot of melee enemies that you won't be able to destroy, this skill is actually going to be pretty useless. So again, another weakness of the Jimmy Rocker Boy. Finally, we have the Rajan Flaming. We have this skill here to deal damage to an enemy before they attack. This skill is going to be a little bit of a problem because if heroes already have high enough health or if they have immunity, then they won't be affected by this skill. It does last for about 2 turns. It doesn't really say here, but that is what I've seen before. They have this summon here with the melee demon with the splash. The splash skill is rather good, and this hero is actually pretty good in terms of its stats, but the attack is pretty lacking. You would need to rely on the splash. Finally, we have the skill here, give extra attack to melee allies. It's good if you're able to attack on the board, but otherwise, if you don't have melee allies and if they don't have high enough attack, then this is also going to be an issue as well. So these are the choices that we're kind of left with. We have either going to take damage, we have random cells being filled with runes or gifts. We have a skill that may not be able to get rid of some melee heroes, and we have a damage skill that might not be enough. So of all those things, I would probably say, we're actually going to go with the Rajan Flaming, although he's not going to be my favorite just because of all the damage that may end up occurring. Silence could be good too. I don't really like dealing with random skills, so we're going to take out the randomness over here, and then also try not to take damage because we might not be able to. So in this case, we'll go with the Rajan Flaming. And at this point, we will start selecting our heroes. So let's take a look at what we have. We have the Bravi Deadly Blade, we have the Doran, and we have the Goliath. So all three of these are melee heroes, which is good. So that can actually work with that Rajan Flaming skill with the extra attack. And so we also want to find a way to deal damage to the board. I would probably either go for the Bravi just because of the ranged, or for the Goliath because of the damage skill whenever we summon a hero. And so just to be more consistent, we will actually go with the Goliath. He does have good health stats. The attack isn't that as good, but it does have an attack steal skill, and we can also summon these damage pentagrams once he dies. All right, we have our next set of heroes. We have the Amaterasu Eternal Sun, the King Taurus, and then also the Jormungand. The Jormungand does have the ability to freeze 2 enemies, and also gets a health boost for himself. The Eternal Sun does have this mental shield and also the ability to give negative attack. And then this King Taurus will allow us to get some health back. And so I would rather keep our heroes alive. Also, too, these are all melee heroes, so that's good. That will play into that third skill, as mentioned. So might as well. We're going to go with the Eternal Sun to keep our board alive and then also potentially get some extra attack. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. We have the Aphrodite with a heal skill. We have the Red Woman with some additional damage off of Vampirism. And then finally we have this Diana, Amazonian Queen, with some high health and counterattack. It's a toss-up. We could go between another melee hero just to work on have synergy with the extra attack skill, but I'm concerned that we might be drafting too many melee heroes, and because of that, we might get in the way of certain summons. So this time around, I'm going to go with the Aphrodite, and she also has the health pentagrams, which will help for future turns. And dealing additional damage with the high health of these heroes is good too. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. Again, this is the Diana Amazonian Queen. We have the Masura Windbreath with some extra copies and some attack boost. Then finally we have the Morgan von Stern with some heal and some damage whenever the heal does happen. We have a little bit of synergy going on with the Aphrodite, although I think overall probably going to go with the Masura just because of that copy skill, just to get some early damage on the board. And then also too, if any of our heroes do get silenced, that would be useful for later. So we'll do that. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. We have the Charon Soulcatcher with some extra attack runes and some mental shield when actually he turns into the Cenotaph on the opponent's turn. We have the Iceberg with some attack boost, and then also the ability to freeze. And then we also have the Deep Maw here with some toxin and some attack boost. Overall, I'm going to balance this and go with the Charn in order to give us some mental shield, and then also we can deal some extra chaos damage, which is nice. And then these extra attack runes can be useful at pretty much any time. Okay, next we have a different set of heroes. We have the Vanakuri here with some heal, some attack boosts, and some damage over the Warlord. We have the Freddy here with some curse, and then also the ability to come back and put some bleeding. And then once again, we have the Iceberg. Looking at our balance right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are starting to lean a little bit more on melee heroes, which I actually do want to avoid. I'm going to go with the Vanakuri, but if we didn't have any more melee heroes, then I would go with the Freddy just because of the curse skill and the ability to do some more damage. Okay, we have our next set of heroes. We have the Miss Lappin with some negative attack to enemies in the line, some freeze, and also a health boost to our Warlord. We have the Yuri Shadow Dagger with some extra damage to ranged heroes, and then also some kill runes, or damage runes rather. And then we have the Blair here with setting the range health to 5, and also some mental shield and some extra damage. We do have a little bit of synergy going on with the Eternal Sun, and then also the Charon, so that'll be good. And as well as that, we are drafting range heroes, so that's another good thing. So we will go with the Blair for now, but if we didn't have the synergy, we would probably go with the Yuri Shadow Dagger just because of the immediate damage, and then also these damage runes. Okay, we have our final set of heroes. We have the Melia Forest Daughter with some poison to, poison to the enemies, also to the Warlord for extra damage. We have the Grandma Reaper with some flight, extra copies, and attack boost. And then also we have the Chernomore here with the immunity, and then also the extra attack. Each one of these heroes are pretty useful. I do like dealing more damage to heroes, but we can also get a little bit of synergy boost with the Grandma Reaper. Also, if this Grandma Reaper does get the multiple copies, each one of those copies will trigger off this attack boost skill, which is really nice. And it's not too bad to have a flight hero. So I'm going to go with the Grandma. If we didn't have the Grandma here, I would then probably go with Melia, but then also the Chernomore does have its place because of the immunity and then also the extra attack. We do need more range heroes anyways, as we currently only have 1, 2, so we'll go with that. And seeing if there's anything else that makes sense. Well, poison could work too, but I think we're going to take advantage of our copies more and just try to win through combat. Okay, so yeah, let's start off. Okay, we're facing an Anna the Abyss Queen, and they are starting first. Let's see here. We have the TNT Crazy Demolitionist with some damage runes at the end of the turn, also some adjacent damage, and some more damage. And the Anna the Abyss Queen does have this Mental Shield skill, which allows her to heal, and then also get some protection, and then deal some extra damage for the final skill for every one of our heroes. I do want to clear this out as soon as possible, so what I'll do is I'll actually start with... We'll start with the damage skill, and then we're going to go next with the... That is not quite what I was looking for, but this works fine. Let's go with the Blair here on B1. So the damage skill will help us clear out this hero, as you can see there. We have this Ghosta with some damage to one of our heroes whenever we attack. Do want to be able to clear this out because this is going to start clearing out our board. And let's go with the Grandma here on C1. As you can see, once we summoned, we got Mental Shield on our heroes. For the heroes in the row. Okay, this is fine. We're going to continue on with this Mental Shield stuff by summoning heroes in this same file. We have this York the Risen one here with some, let's see, damage when he comes on play. Also gets a attack boost. We want to clear this out. Let's go with the... No, we'll go with our summon next. We did take a little bit of damage, that's okay. This is the Fire Demon / the summon. And then we'll go next with the... I'm going to go with the Charn here on D2. And the reason why on D2 is spreading out our damage, and then also getting us some extra attack runes in these empty cells. Okay, we have the Arachne here with some Toxin, and also attack steal. Also the Mental Shield, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. We want to summon our heroes as far away from possible, so that way we don't see as much Toxin happening. So actually, you know, that's not bad. We actually do have a building, and that'll help us out. Let's go over, let's see, what is it? 42. All right, so that's not what we want to see. Well, we'll place it over here on E3. Okay, and as you see, this building can't get Toxin because it can't attack, which is really nice. Okay, we have this Miss Lappin here with some negative attack to our heroes and also some health boost. We're going to put some more pressure against them because they've also done that healing skill. So we'll go with the... we'll go with the Aphrodite here on A1. Give us a Mental Shield to our heroes in the same file. And then we'll also have the ability to heal at the beginning of the turn. I'm not too concerned about the Miss Lappin because we do have the Blair with the damage skill still happening. Right, so at this point, let's go clear out this Strigara with some attack boost. And I'll place this over here on the 2. Okay, the Eternal Sun also gets Mental Shield to heroes around, which is really nice. See, we're breaking and dealing some additional damage. Let's go with... we're going to give an attack boost over to our melee heroes at this point. And then also going to go with the Goliath here on C3. Okay, well, there we go. So that was CeyzAslan. Cool. All right, yeah, let's keep going. Thought the Arachne was going to be a little bit more of a problem, but that Toxin really didn't come into play, especially since we had a lot of damage on the board. Okay, so we're facing a Jimmy Rocker Boy. They have these block runes, the Rocker Boys with a splash, and also setting the health of our non-melee heroes to 1. We're facing the Ghost again. We should look to clear out to avoid taking damage. And so let's start with our damage skill first. Then we'll go with the Blair here on D1, getting some protection behind the building. Then also putting the damage skill, setting the ranged health of these heroes to 5. And see, clearing out the ghost, which allows us to do some more stuff. So let's go next. Another TNT Crazy Demolitionist. We'll go with the Grandma here on C1. As you can see, we'll get some Metal Shield, get some more copies because we broke the building. Okay, we have a Goliath over here. They'll have some attack steal, and then also deal some damage whenever the enemies come on play. We do want to clear this out if possible. So what we'll do is we'll go with our summon. Whoa! Okay, and we actually got rid of one of those damage runes off of the TNT, so that's really good. And I know we can deal some additional damage with our Charin, so let's do that. Yeah, we'll place this over here on D3. So, and you see, we're dealing some additional chaos damage whenever one of our heroes attacks. And then finally, just enough damage to clear out the Goliath. Okay, we have the Poison Floss here. The Poison Floss will summon an Ogre Plant, and that Ogre Plant will summon another plant. We do want to clear this out as soon as we can because we're going to get overwhelmed. So let's go. That'll be over there, there. You know, I do want to actually protect our heroes because we still need to focus against those Jimmy Rocker boys. So what we'll do is play the... Thinking what makes sense. You know, we'll go with the Eternal Sun over here on C2. We'll see the Mental Shield around, and then as you can see, protecting some of our heroes. Okay, we have the Jimmy Rocker boys. And we have the Groot Silent Guardian. So the Groot Silent Guardian silences our heroes in the line. And you see, then getting hit by the splash of the Jimmy Rocker boys, so some good RNG over there. Alright, let's see. Again, we'll need to clear these out. I'm going to go next with the Goliath here on A2. And we're summoning on A2 to get protection behind this building, and then also start setting up for the damage skill if possible. Okay, so we'll go next with this Masora over here on A3. Okay, we did get rid of the Ghosted, which is really good. And as you can see, every one of those summons did trigger off the Goliath damage. Finally, at the end of the turn, the Mataratsu Eternal Sun gave the Mental Shield, which is really nice. Okay, at this point, we are going to give extra attack over to our melee heroes, which is all of these. And then, let's see if we can clear out some additional heroes. Let's go with the... we're going to go with the Grandma here on B1. Really did want to stop that the Aphrodite. Okay, their own Goliath is also comboing as well. I do want to get rid of this Poison Floss if we can. We have the option to summon. Yeah, you know, let's go with the Eternal Sun once again. Okay, so stopping the Goliath. And with the extra attack, there we go. So yeah, so that was Loli. Right, yeah, let's keep up. Okay, we're doing a little something different this time. So we're facing a freebooter Dave, otherwise known as a pirate. They have these damage pentagrams to our random selves. It has the sharks, and then also the attack boost to male heroes. Let's start actually with the... Let's start with the Aphrodite here on C1. Getting some health pentagrams, actually, and as you can see, they're also taking the spots of the damage pentagrams, which is really good. All right, we have the Mina Helsing here with some evasion, and then also dealing some extra damage whenever one of our heroes attacks. Don't have anything to clear it out, which is unfortunate. Suppose we could... Let's do a little bit of setup. We'll go next with this Goliath here on... Sorry, B3. Yeah, their own Goliath. Lovely. All right. At this point, we can actually get rid of this. And we don't need to do our damage skill. Seeing what makes sense first. Okay, we'll go with the Blair here on A1. If I do this correctly, it should actually set this health to 5, and then the Goliath skill should trigger off next. And it does, so that's good. And the reason why is because the heroes on the top, the top, what do you call it? Top rows are actually going to have their skills go off first, and then after the Goliath, so that's why. Right, so next we have the Amelia's Forest Daughter. Deals some extra poison damage to our heroes, which in this case is the Blair and the Goliath. So that's not good. We'll go with the damage skill, and then let's try and take advantage of our own Goliath to clear out this one. And you see some attack steal happening. And we'll go with the Grandma here on C1. Grab us some copies. And then also have our heroes protected. Okay. We had the Santa actually transform this hero. That is fine. We're going to protect more of our heroes. Let's go with the Eternal Sun here on B2. And we summoned the Eternal Sun on B2, so as you can see, we can protect the heroes around. Okay, the Blair with the damage after the mental shield breaks. Actually clear out these zombies off the Deadlord, so that's good. I'm gonna go with the the Masaura here on A3 next. And that's okay for not destroying the Deadlord. We just want to protect our board, so that way we can keep on dealing damage. At this point, even with their Blair, we can go with the extra attack boost to our melee heroes. And then, just to not trigger anything, we'll just skip the turn. And there we go. So that was IFRIT. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, another Anna the Abyss Queen. Yeah. Okay. This time around they have a Shadow Shimuna. The Shadow Shimuna has a Eclipse Shard summon, and that Eclipse Shard can give her Mental Shield. We will need to clear out this hero as soon as possible because that Mental Shield will get in the way of us destroying her and then also blocking the lanes for damage. So we'll go with the Grandma here on C1 because of her flight skill. And so that way they'll at least stop the hero here. Okay, we have the leader Nilin, has some curse and then also some extra summons whenever a non-chaos hero dies on our side. We will need to get rid of him as well. Don't have anything immediately, so we'll go with the Goliath here on A2 and just try to set up for the next couple of turns. Yeah! Okay, we have the Grace of Rockfleet with some random damage, and then also gives some attack boost. Let's see what we can do here. We'll go with the damage skill to actually try and clear these out. And then we'll also go with the summon because I do want to set up with the Blair next. So we'll do that. We'll summon the Blair behind our melee summon. Okay, they've done their mental shield skill on the Warlord. Okay, we have gotten rid of the leader Nilin, and that's good because of this Tesla X. This Tesla X will deal additional damage whenever any hero dies. Nothing quite to clear this out. Just thinking what else we can do here. Here. Oh, that's not bad. We'll go with the Eternal Sun here on B2 to at least protect our board and then also get that mental shield so we can continue dealing damage. Alright, taking a little more damage, which is not what we want to see. We'll go next with the... Actually, we're going to go with... Well, we do need to protect a little bit. Let's actually clear out the Tesla X. So we'll go with the Masaura here on B3. The Masaura head does have Pierce, so that's why we're able to destroy the Tesla X. We also do need to protect our lines. Okay, we have the Scrap the King of Garbage with some extra attack and then also attack seal whenever one of our heroes dies. Let's see. Guess we can go with another... Then this hero is going to die. That's weird. Yeah, you know, we'll do it. So we'll go with the Blair here on D2. Okay, we did clear out the scraps, so that's good.
Whoa!
Okay, and we have no way to heal at this point. That's not good either. All right, so we're gonna go with, we can't even use our extra attack skill because this hero is currently frozen by the leader Nilin. Let's see. Do some mental shield, but oh, these lines will still be open anyways. So unfortunately, we will be taking the loss. Because we had no way to get rid of the Shadow Shimura and then also her Jason damage, that became too much of an issue. All right, well, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, something different. So we're facing a Dark River Morgoth. They have this passive damage to our Warlord at the end of the turn. Also this damage skill to our heroes, and then also the Soul Binders, which can actually deal random damage to one of our heroes. Okay, we have the Tiling Dragon Dance. She has the Mushus. Those Mushus can deal some damage to one of our wounded heroes, and then also do some reflect damage. Can use our damage shield to actually get rid of the Mushus, so that could work. I might as well do. And let's go next with the Goliath. Let's actually go, yeah, we'll go with the Goliath here next on A2. Okay, we have a little bit of curse on some of our heroes, not what we want to see. Okay, we also have this certain Archdruid. This one will steal some attack from our heroes, and then also summon a mini Vanikuri, and that mini Vanikuri can reflect some damage. We want to take advantage of our damage skill, so let's do that. We could actually potentially get multiple copies, so let's even do that. So we're going to take a little bit of reflect damage by attacking the totem. Okay, and oh, I guess we probably should have killed this. I forgot about the extra summon, the extra damage happening off of the summon. Alright, that's okay. We'll go with our summon now. Okay, clearing out some additional heroes. And I do want to clear this out. We're dealing 25. So this will all be destroyed. I'm going to go next with the Eternal Sun here on B2, just to protect these other heroes. I don't mind actually the Goliath being destroyed. And I would rather protect these lines. Okay, so we have some damage happening. That's fine. I'm going to go next with the Charn on a 3 over here. Getting some chaos damage. And that'll just be enough in order for us to get rid of the... What do you call? I forgot what it was called. Oh no, we took passive damage, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, so maybe if we didn't attack the Vanikuri made from the certain Archdruid, we would have been in better shape. Okay, well, we have one more attempt. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we're facing another Anna the Abyss Queen. We're going to see quite a lot of her. Alright, we have the Deadlord with some extra zombies, and then also the attack boost for every zombie. I'm going to go with the Charn here on... Yeah, we'll go with the Charn here on D2. Get some extra attack runes, deal some chaos damage. Also protect the bottom lines. Okay, we have the Poison Floss. We're going to go with our damage skill, and then we'll also follow up with, let's see, we'll go with the Blair here on A1, just to get rid of the Deathlord. Okay, we also got rid of the other zombie, so that's good. Okay, unfortunate that we lost our Blair. We have the Ariok Nemesis weapon here with invulnerability. We'll still be able to deal chaos damage from our Charn here, just seeing how much bleeding. Okay, yeah, this Ariok Nemesis weapon does give our heroes bleeding. And then also has some attack steal. So we just need something that can actually take that damage. We'll go with our summon, actually.
Whoa!
Okay, so that'll actually clear out the Ariok. I suppose we can just summon a building to avoid taking some bleeding. So we'll do that. Okay, they've done their mental shield skill. Okay, our summon is destroyed, and that's okay. We'll go with the... we have the Tortoise here, the Wise One, with some flight and also some health boost over the Warlord. We'll go with our Grandma here on B1. And because of the copy skill, this hero does have extra attack. That's unfortunate. Okay, we have the Yuri Shadow Dagger with some random damage to our ranged heroes. We'll go next with the Masura here on B3. Getting rid of the Yuri, and then also setting up for our multiple copies. And as you see, extra attack happening as well. Okay, we have the Sheer Shot with some random damage off of any hero killed around it. Also a health boost over there. Let's see. Don't have anything to destroy this immediately. But we can actually protect our heroes, so let's do that. So we'll go with the Eternal Sun here on C2. We'll give Mental Shield to our heroes around, and so that copy skill will also be able to copy the Mental Shield if we can actually get it to work. Okay, at this point, we'll give some more extra attack. And then we'll summon the Blair on A2. Just to clear out these buildings. Okay, our chaos damage, clearing out the rest of those Deadlords. Alright, they've done their final skill. We'll be taking additional damage whenever one of their heroes attacks. Gonna put some more pressure on the board, and so we'll go next with the... let's go next with the Grandma Reaper here on E1. Yeah, as you can see, some additional damage happening. I probably should have cleared this out. Okay, fortunately we do have some clears there. Let's see. Okay, we'll go with the Aphrodite here on the extra attack rune on C1. And with the extra attacks, there we go. So that was Balta. Okay, at this point I see we're running a little bit over time, so we're going to stop the video for now, and then we will come back later. Alright guys, we are back. Currently we're still in the legendary draft right now, so yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so a little something different. This is the Oyer in the Red Moon. She has the Count Vlad summon with some damage to our heroes at the beginning of the turn. We have the Kill All Wounded skill, and then also this damage skill to our Warlord, and then also healing. Okay, we have the Mina Helsing with some accuracy and evasion, and the extra attack. We will need to be able to clear out the Count Vlad, because he could potentially set up for a board wipe. So let's start with our... we're going to start with our damage skill, because we can't really destroy this hero. And then we'll go next with the Blair here on D1. Okay, so there's the Count Vlad. As you can see, the damage at the end of the next turn. Okay, and we don't have anything immediate for this, which is unfortunate. Suppose we could do that. Okay, we have the Confucius here with some immunity, and then also some damage runes whenever he's attacked. And then also gives an attack boost for every enemy that is destroyed. So that's not what we want to see. We'll go with the... we're going to go with the Grandma here on C1, just to get a little bit of block with the Mental Shield. And also the Flight, rather. Okay, at this point, let's see. We have the Apollo here. This one will give negative attack to our heroes when he dies. Still need to deal with this somehow. Yeah, this will be good. All right, we'll go with the Aphrodite here on... actually, wait. Actually, we will do the summon. And the reason why is we will need a way to actually protect our next heroes. So we'll go with the Aphrodite as well here. Okay, we'll get some negative attack. That's fine. We're actually dealing some damage at the end of the turn for one of our heroes on this line. Okay, we have the Ghosta here dealing some additional damage whenever one of the enemies attacks. At this point, let's see. 6, 62. Yep, we will need to go with the Eternal Sun just because of the... oh, About here. Actually, yeah, you know, we will go with the Masora instead. Can't even. Oh, that's not enough damage. Yeah, we will need to go with the Eternal Sun. The Eternal Sun also has this negative attack over to the ranged enemies, so we can slow them down a little bit. Okay, we have the Triton the Bottom Herald. This one here has silence to our heroes that attack it. Also gives a health boost over to the Warlord. Going to go with the... You know, we can actually stop this here. What am I thinking? Here, we'll go with the Vanikori here on E2. That way we don't trigger off the Confucius damage skill. And see you dealing some additional damage over to the Warlord. Okay, we have the Arthur Frostblade with a Khalid Bulg before he attacks. Also a health boost to the allies at the end. That Khalid Bulg will allow him to freeze enemies. And so this will be destroyed. Let's go with the... We're actually going to go with the Blair here on A2. Clearing out the Khalid Bulg. And more importantly, setting up the files so that we can continue to get Metal Shield. Alright, another Apollo. We're going to give extra attack to our melee heroes, which in this case is just the Aphrodite. Or not the Aphrodite, the Eternal Sun. Then we'll go with the... No, I'm actually going to go with the Charon here on C2. And the reason why we summon the Charon is because we can still get Metal Shield. And, well, they're not able to break through. And so there we go. So that was XozR. Right, yeah, let's keep going. As you saw in that previous battle, we were actually able to avoid the destruction skill of our heroes altogether. And we did have the Mental Shield, which is really nice. Alright, so once again, we're seeing another Ghosta. Let's go with... Okay, so they still will have that silence skill. We're going to actually save the Blair to play around the silence skill as mentioned. So let's go with the... We're going to go with the damage skill first. And then we're going to go next with this Masora specifically here on C3. We're going to hit the Ghosta with the Pierce. And then we'll just allow our damage skill to clear out some heroes. Okay. We have the Blair over here, which, as we've seen before, does a little bit of damage. Don't have anything to clear this out right now, unfortunately. We will need to find a way to get rid of her. Thinking, let's see here. I guess now, for the time being, we're going to go with the Charon here. Yeah, we'll go with the Charon here on C2. Get some extra attack runes for now. Okay, it looks like all of our Masora copies are gone, which is unfortunate. We'll go with the Summon. And I do know that he deals damage to heroes around himself, so that's good. Quite to deal damage. Nothing here is actually going to survive these damage runes, which is really unfortunate. We can get a little bit of protection. We can also force a silence as well. So let's do that. So we do need a little bit of our attack. Do some chaos damage. Yeah, this will be good. Let's actually go with the Eternal Sun here. On B3. So we get some Mental Shield, so that's good. We did force a silence, so that's even better. Our heroes now are going to be safe. Okay, so we have the Grace of Rockfleet with some random damage. Let's see how much damage it is. 43. And that Mental Shield will actually break twice, so we will need to find a way to clear these both out. We'll go with the Aphrodite here on B1. Okay, clearing out the Grace, so that's good. Okay, we have next the Ondine the Foamborn. She freezes enemies before and also deals some additional damage off of the Frozen. Let's see, so this will deal damage. We're going to take damage here. This will still be around. There. So this over here. We're going to take advantage of these health runes, so let's do that. So let's go with the Alive here on what do you call it? B3.
Whoa!
And see, this is becoming a little bit of a problem. Let's go with the... Oh, okay. With our setup now against the TNT, we're going to summon the Blair here on A1. Just any one of these spots before, so that way we can have both skills trigger. Okay, clearing out some heroes, but again, this Blair is still around, which we'll need to clear out. Okay, and I guess let's go some extra attack. Deal some damage there, clear that out. Yeah, I think we're actually going to be taking lethal just because we've taken too much damage, but we'll see what we can do. We'll go with the Masura here on C3. Yeah, and we didn't clear out the Blair, so unfortunately we will be taking the loss now. That silent skill really put us back a couple turns in order to actually do summons. Okay, well, that was it for Legendary Draft. Let's see what we get for rewards. Okay, we got most of our gems back, and then we also got a Miracle Summon Scroll and a little bit of gold, so not bad. So yeah, it was okay. Given that we didn't have the best of Warlords to choose, we got as much as we could have done. Probably could have played slightly different if we went a little more aggressively on that last battle. We could have triggered the silence earlier and then found a way to get rid of the Blair. But as you can see, if you have basically any heroes that can create Mental Shield on multiple turns and you don't clear them out, then you're going to have a bad day. So yeah, we will see you guys later. This is Happy Splasher, signing off.